Hello everyone, today I'm going to present my analysis of Rolex and how it manages work and leadership in different global contexts. My focus is mainly on Switzerland and China. I chose these two contexts because they show two different sides of Rolex. Switzerland is where the company keeps its production, quality control, and technical identity. China and Asia are more connected to customers, retail relationships, service, and luxury demand. My main argument is simple: Rolex stays global by keeping switch quality at the center, but it cannot lead and communicate in exactly the same way everywhere. The product standard should stay the same, but leadership style has to fit the local context. Rolex is a global company, but it does not globalize like many low cost manufacturers. Many companies more production to cheaper countries, but Rolex is different. Rolex keeps the most valuable parts of the business in Switzerland. The includes design, production, testing, quality control, and brand direction. This makes sense because the Rolex brand depends strongly on Swiss quality and trust. At the same time, customers experience Rolex through international retailers, service centers, and local relationships. So Rolex needs one strong global standard, but different ways of communicating and coordinating locally. For Milo 1, the global force affecting Rolex is global luxury market pressure. It is not simple offshoring. Swiss watch exports fell in 2024 and China luxury market also became weaker. This matters because China and Asia markets are very important for luxury brands. When demand becomes weaker, Rolex has to pay even more attention to customer trust, service, authenticity, and the resale market. This creates real organizational changes. Rolex has to protect Swiss production even more, but also coordinate more carefully with the global retailers and service networks. This slide shows Rolex organizational structure in a simple way. One side, Switzerland is a strong center. It controls design, engineering, production, testing, and brand control. These are the parts that create the core value of Rolex. Other side, international markets are more customers facing. They deal with authorized retail, customer service, local relationships, market knowledge, and certified pre-owned watches. So Rolex is not fully decentralized. It does not give every market full freedom. It is also not only controlled from Switzerland in a simple way. It is more like a strong Swiss center with an international network around it. This division of labor in Rolex is also important. In Switzerland, this work is expert-led. It includes engineering, testing, precision work, and long-term quality control. Leaders in this context need technical knowledge, patience, and respect for skilled workers. This means leadership also changes. It is not only command from headquarters. Leaders must coordinate between Swiss center standards and local customer knowledge. So the division of labor is not about cheap labor. It is about where different types of value are created. For Milo 2, I used Hofstede and Hall to understand culture. Hofstede helps us think about things like power distance, individualism, uncertainty, avoidance, and decision making. Hall helps us think about direct and indirect communication. But these frameworks should not be used as stereotypes. Asia is not one culture, and national scores do not explain every person. Rolex also has a very strong company culture, so people are not only shaped by national culture. For me, culture is useful as a guide. It helps us ask better questions such as who is expected make decisions, how people give feedback, and how openly people can disagree. In Switzerland, leadership expectations are strongly connected to expertise and process because Rolex Switch work is based on precision. Leaders can not only rely on job titles, they also need real technical understanding. They must know the process, respect skills workers, and make careful decisions. Clear procedure and quality rules are very important, but at the same time, leaders should not become too top down. If workers are afraid to speak about mistakes or technical problems, quality can suffer. So, in the switch context, good relationship is disciplined but also open to expert discussion. The leader's authority comes from knowledge, fairness, and quality control. In China, the leadership situation is different because this more customer facing. In many formal retail and service contexts, teams may expect clearer direction from senior leaders. Communication can also be more careful, especially when there is disagreement or bad news. People may prefer to raise problems privately or through trusted relationships. This matters for Rolex because luxury buying is not only a technical decision, it is also connected to reputation, status, and confidence. So, Rolex leaders in these markets need to protect the global standard, but they also need to build trust with customers, retailers, and local teams. Sending rules from headquarters is not enough. For Milo 3, my comparison is the strongest leadership style depends on where the work happens. In Switzerland, the best leadership style is expert led and procedure based. It should focus on quality, discipline, careful improvement, and technical participation. In China and Asia, leadership also needs discipline, but it should be more relationship aware. Leaders may need to give clearer direction, handle feedback privately, listen to local market signals, and manage customer trust carefully. So, the same leadership style will not work equally well in both contexts. The work is different, the culture is different, and the expectations from leaders are different. The main leadership tension for Rolex is control versus local knowledge. If Rolex has too much control from Switzerland, it may become slow and distant from customers. Local teams may understand market changes, but they may not have enough space to respond. But if Rolex gives too much local freedom, the brand can lose consistency. A Rolex must mean the same thing everywhere. The Rolex should trust the quality and service no matter where they buy or service the watch. So, the best answer is adaptive consistency. Rolex should keep global standards strict, but adapt the way leaders communicate, give feedback, and manage relationships in different contexts. Rolex shows the globalization does not always mean moving production to cheaper countries. In this case, globalization makes Rolex more protective of switch production. The international side of Rolex is mainly about retail, service, customer trust, and market coordination. That is where local leadership becomes very important. Culture also affects leadership. It changes how people understand authority, communication, feedback, and trust. But culture should be used carefully, not as a stereotype. My final judgment is that Rolex should keep the same standards everywhere, but not lead people in exactly the same way everywhere. In Switzerland, leadership should be technical and quality focused. In China and Asia, it should be a relationship aware and sensitive to local expectation. So the best leadership practice for Rolex is not one universal style. This is contextual fit with one consistent Rolex promise. Thank you for watching my video presentation.